Hey everyone, it's Joey Milam at Alpha Mortgage Advantage, and I want to talk about condos real quick today. So there have been some really big changes that have come out in the last week or two with regards to how we underwrite and look at condos for financing. These changes are coming from Fannie Mae and Freddie Mac, two of the biggest purchasers of mortgage in the country. They pretty much set the guidelines, set the tone for how we finance things. These changes are coming really as a result of the unfortunate collapse that happened in Florida. So obviously there was a building there that had a lot of structural issues, and obviously there was a large loss of life. It was a really tragic event. So Fannie and Freddie are now adding a lot of guidelines to lenders in terms of approving condos. So when, as a lender, we're looking at needing to do financing on a condo, depending on the occupancy, whether it's a primary home, second home investment property, and depending on how much money is being put down, it really varies as to how we look at it and what condo questionnaire, whether we need one or not. Now, for these new guidelines, both agencies are simply saying we need the questionnaire, we need this information, and they're really looking for items of deferred maintenance. So, are there known structural issues that have been postponed and put off repairing or dealing with them? Are there issues that, they haven't dealt with? Specifically, are there any mentions or known structural issues that they are currently dealing with, perhaps, or have recently dealt with? Probably one of the craziest things that now is in the guidelines is that we have to collect 6 months or 2 quarters worth of HOA board meeting minutes. We actually have to collect those and look through the documents, look through the info, and see, have they been talking about any particular issues when the board gets together? Hey, we know there's a crack in the foundation, or maybe hopefully there isn't anything, but we have to look through and look for those things. So the reason this is specifically pertains to, obviously, borrowers looking to buy condos. It's something we have to deal with, but really this message is probably most pertinent for both listing and buyer's agents, realtors that are going to be working with condos. I would highly suggest anyone that is going to be listing a condo, or if you have a clients looking at condos, please speak to us as soon as possible, the lender, so that we can go ahead and start collecting the documentation that we need. Some of these HOAs and condos out there are self-managed or managed by, out-of-town property management companies, things like that. And it can sometimes be very difficult to get the documents that we need. And in fact, we may not be able to lend on some of the condos that are out there now because we don't know up front. So I would highly encourage listing agents. Reach out to whoever your preferred lender is, hopefully at Alpha Mortgage, and start that conversation early on. If you think you're going to be listing something, we will go ahead. Alpha has made the determination. We will upfront start collecting these documents as early as possible and try to get condos approved so that we know that they're good to go. We will gladly do that. We will, take on that burden to help you guys out, to make sure that we can continue financing as many condos as possible out there. But it is definitely something that we're going to be dealing with, and I think will likely delay some deals. I would say condos are likely to take a little bit longer to close these days, potentially. Certainly if there's lenders out there that don't do their due diligence and start collecting these things early on, it could really be a problem. So it's definitely something to be aware of. There's a lot of these guidelines that come out. We're still determining how much of it is underwriter discretion, how much of it we really need to be getting on, as soon as possible. So if anyone has any questions about these new guidelines, please feel free to reach out. My direct number is 910-250-8888. And really, thank you all so much for the business and the trust you place in my team and I. Love working with everyone, all my realtor partners. But again, condos are going to be a little bit more difficult these days. So if you're going to be listing one or you've got clients looking at them, please get with us as soon as possible. That is definitely the moral of the story today. So I hope everyone has a great rest of the week, and thanks so much.